So next we're going to take data from the Trimble SX12 and bring it into the office into Trimble Business Center. So you can take the Trimble Axis project, drag and drop it into TBC, and all of your topographic measurements, your total station control, and the scanning data will all be in that TBC project. So usually you start by looking at the total station data for any errors. TBC is very useful for this because it can automatically flag any issues in the total station data. So for instance, if I mess up a rod height, or maybe I need to disable some of the measurements in my traverse, I can do that in TBC. And the real benefit is it also updates not only the total station data, but as well the scanning data relative to those changes I make. After that, we can perform a traverse adjustment or a network adjustment on all of my data. And what's really cool here is that the scan data will update relative to that new adjusted survey control. Once all of the survey data is corrected and adjusted as necessary, now we need to take the scan data and clean it and get some deliverables from it. Scan data can be often an intimidating thing because there's so much data. What do I do with this? How do I get useful deliverables? TBC is very useful here as it can use the automatic classification to extract all of the noise out of your data set, so you can end up with a nice clean ground surface. You can end up with the poles, the trees, the signs, the buildings, and all the information you actually want out of the scan data, and taking all that noise and pushing it to the side. From here, we can use the feature extraction in TBC to extract key features for topographic surveys, such as curb and gutter on your roads, your poles and signs, and a variety of other features. Now when you're ready to do your plan creation, whether it's for a boundary survey or a topographic survey, you can use that extracted CAD data and create topographic plans all in TBC. So while you're doing the drafting, and you maybe missed a few topo features while you're out there, maybe I missed a power pole or I missed a key sign I needed, well, this isn't a problem with the Trimble SX12 and TBC. First of all, using the virtual DR tool, we can extract 3D points from the scan data combined with the imagery and get a similar point that you would normally get with a topo shot. So not only can I collect additional features in the office, but it saves time by having to have repeated site visits. The great thing about the Trimble SX12 is you can also share all of this rich, detailed scan and imagery data with your clients. Your clients don't need to download any additional software or any additional tools, simply using Trimble Clarity to share that data. They simply open up a web browser and they can see the scan data, the imagery, the total station measurements, all in context of the project site. This is useful for projects that are ongoing, such as construction, where you want to see during the phases the update of that survey data over time. But it's also useful for showing the site conditions. So on a topographic survey, I may want to share that scan data to a client so they can see what the site looks like. Trimble Clarity is free for the first 2 projects, so it's easy to try out. And you can benefit from password protected links, so only you and your client can view the data if it needs to be confidential. If you happen to be using another CAD package to finish off your deliverables, no problem. You can export scan data, survey data, CAD data, all of it from TBC into your software of choice.